Nice.
Boys and Bar Talk, episode 7.
Episode 7, baby. We are drinking something different this time. We went south of the IPAs. How you liking it? I see you tasted it already.
Give it a little taste. I didn't expect that at all, but it's a coffee taste? A stout? What is that?
It's not a stout. Ooh, I do taste it.
Coffee?
Mega coffee. It's
Yeah.
It's malty. It's from Trapp. They're out in Vermont. So basically how they described it, I'll read it because I wasn't going to memorize it. It's a dark lager with rich notes of chestnut and toast, which I obviously like right off rip. You could taste that. Smoked malts, rich flavor, lingering, surprisingly light, which it is kind of light, meaning taste-wise and on the palate. And then it says it's brewed for the cold nights of Vermont. Cold winter nights in Vermont. But can be enjoyed. But this is it's called a German Rausch Bier, which is a light lager. Because actually, I just learned about this the other day from this same brewery. The girl I work with, Melissa, was telling me that this type of lager is like a lighter version of like a regular lager.
Yeah.
And she also told me that stouts, like darker beers like that, are technically the lightest as far as calories go, instead of like Mick Ultras and shit. But like compared to the IPAs, like those darker beers are actually the lighter beers as far as calories go.
Right. Well, toast to that.
I hate when people ask me like, what do you have for light beers? Because that's like a hard question. Like, because it could be in color, it could be in calories, it could be in taste.
Yeah, just like the
you
color
have to tell
blue.
me what you mean by light. You know,
Yeah, cheers to that.
it's actually really good though.
Vermont, huh?
Stowe, Vermont, Trapp Brewing,
The mountains.
Trösten.
Mountains, maple syrup, and Bernie Sanders. What comes to my mind when I think of Vermont?
Bernie Sanders from Vermont.
Yeah.
This is a 6% too. I actually didn't
6%.
expect that at all.
Personally, I like it better than the last beer we had. For the record, we're not wearing the same clothes. We're just recording back-to-back episodes for you guys.
Well, we are wearing the same clothes, but it's the same day.
Same day.
Same day. Same clothes. Just right after.
Right after.
We're trying to get ahead of the game, give you more content, push it out, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Which means that we're drinking two drastically different beers.
Yeah. Because what we just had was Sloop Super Soft IPA, and now we're drinking a lager.
Yeah.
Which I thoroughly enjoy this one way more.
Me too.
Way better.
I like this one
If
better.
you like not a light tasting beer, dark in color.
Well, yeah, it's even lighter. It's lighter than a Guinness.
Oh, yeah, it's lighter than a Guinness. I
Yeah.
wish I had a glass to show you, but
See,
you could see it right on the can.
Stouts are pretty heavy, so to have a lighter stout tasting
Beer.
or this, you said this is a lager.
It's a lager.
It's a lager. But it's lighter than a stout, and then that's what I like about it, because typically something like a stout or a heavy lager, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
It's too much.
More than one, anyway.
You know.
It's hard to drink.
Yeah. But it's good. Solid.
Yeah, straight.
So I said we're going to talk about the American dream today, and I got this idea. Shouts out to the Across the Table podcast.
What up, guys? How we feeling?
Yeah, I checked out your episode on the American dream. Very cool.
Cool.
I told you that we would like to give our take on it and then just spin it in our own way. You know how we do this? We just improvise it. No notes here.
Yes, this is off the dome.
No, sometimes
I did have like, what is your definition of American dream in 2020?
So the modern day American
in
dream.
2020, not 1970, 1960.
You know, I can't lie. I think a lot of it is still the same. What's the big difference though is with women, and more of an equal thing between men and women.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think the old American dream, like the World War I, II type era, was like the stay-at-home mom kind of thing, because like
cook,
the
clean,
guys
raise the kids.
are out to war, or if not, like they're working in a factory or something like that.
Yep.
You know, I think that's the main difference. But I think as far as like the American dream of raising a family, buying that house, the yard, the pets, whatever.
Insurance,
the
401k, retirement.
Definitely insurance, 401ks.
Yeah.
Just you stay in one area, raise your kids in a safe area, and I think that is still in place.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, my grandparents would love, like, they still text me. My grandpa texted me the other day. He's like, oh, they're training policemen, like, if you wanted to become a cop. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm all set. But, like, you know, when you were back in the day, if you had that opportunity, you would take it because it's safe. I think because of the internet, and I'm not trying to directly quote Gary Vee, but I watch so much of his stuff that it stems from it. It's just like, dude, with the internet and the amount of communication that we have across the world and how easy it is, you could really do whatever you want whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy to create your own business, very easy to be successful without going to school, going to college, getting a degree, getting in the field, retiring at 65, having kids, having grandkids, and then, have one vacation every year.
Yeah.
I think it's played out. I just don't think it's...
So I could say that I don't want much to do with that American dream.
Yeah, I'm all set.
I think
Sounds great.
But I think the millennial kind of dream, though, the millennials think a lot different.
Yeah.
And Gen Z is going to think a lot different as well. But what we're seeing...
What'd you say?
Gen Z.
Oh, yeah, the kids that were born in like 2000 and shit.
97.
2000.
Okay, whatever you want to say. I think that we're seeing millennials. They're getting a lot more lenient. I think flexible. Like millennials are more inclined to like hop around to different careers.
Yeah.
Like like search around for a better. They really care about culture.
Yeah.
Like company culture.
Pop culture.
And really they'll be more flexible, willing to bounce around, willing to travel more.
Yeah.
A lot more traveling and things. Trying to do things
before you settle down.
And that's
do
why
the kids, do the marriage, like that type of shit.
And and you could argue like, okay, times have changed where, as a millennial, yeah, you do want to the dream is as a millennial, like maybe you do want to be in an apartment or whatever. But I think when you settle down in your 30s or 40s, a majority of people still want to have that family in a house type thing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
I know, but like, so you can take my grandparents for an example. They've been married 53 years or something like that. Met each other when they were 19. Probably the first people that they've been with or whatever. And then, boom, that was it. But that was the thing to do. You met somebody, you like them enough, you marry, you have a kid, you do this, you do that. And then that's it. You retire, you have grandkids, and then you spoil them. And I've been blessed with the greatest grandparents in the world, and I'm pumped about that American dream because I get to reap all the benefits. But now I sit here, and I think about, like, my dad, where he kind of grew up. He was born in 70. So that American dream was still, like, very well pushed. And he kind of fought it and went the DJ route and became successful that way.
Yep.
But he always said that my grandparents weren't really get a job at the telephone company, get the insurance, get the 401k going, get that security, be safe, and don't do what you want to do. And he was basically like, fuck that. So that's why I feel blessed, because I don't ever have that pressure. My dad would be like, oh, you want to make a podcast? Make a podcast. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You want to rap? Do a rap. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But his thing is just work hard. That's it.
I'm with you on that. With that too, because the way my dad is too. My dad built he has a small paving business.
Yeah.
Here in Connecticut, and he built that from nothing. And it takes a lot of pride in building that from nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
no degrees, no nothing, straight just labor.
So I learned a lot through him, because he's a visionary person.
Yeah.
Has a really good imagination, knows what he wants, and he goes and gets it. And that's what he takes pride on. He's always says it like, don't take no for an answer, go get it. And I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that. So he's very like supportive about like me doing what I want.
Yeah.
So I can go same here. If I want to start a podcast and do that, I'll go do it. He didn't force me to go to college like I did, or force me to do anything. He knows that I could do whatever I want. Just have a vision, and he wants me to stick to a vision.
Yeah, I think that's important. I don't really, and I'll get into this. Like, I don't think I could ever say to my kid, like, you have to do this, you have to do that. Like, it would just make me a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I also don't think we're really that old to where it's like we need that security right now. Like, if I'm 35 and I'm still jumping around, like, doing this, doing that, then it's like, all right, let's, like, chill.
Yeah.
And, like, it's time to, like, But you're talking 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a long time, but it's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could work hard for a year and be set for life. And you never know what could happen, especially with the internet. So it's like, I think that era of, like, you need to do this, you need to do that is kind of, like, fading away. You know what I mean? There's no set way to do anything.
I agree with that. I have a prediction that the next generation or the generation after that to come, I think that everyone is going to be a content creator. With your phone, you could start a podcast from your phone if you want to.
Yeah,
you can do anything.
Vlogs, anything.
whatever you want. I think anyone could be a creator.
In the pocket of your
how
fucking
many,
jeans.
How many people have an Instagram account just them blogging what they eat, what they like, just blogging in general.
And then all of a sudden your opinion's valued
you know,
higher than everybody else's.
If you wanted to be an author 20 years ago, you would have to go write books or go become a journalist.
Or you'd have to go to school. Like, you'd actually have to go to school for that.
Yeah.
Like, to be even... Which, at that time, it's like that's the only way you can create connections. Because it wasn't like I could go on Twitter and message 100 authors or talk to a million bloggers in a span of a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's more freelance. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And we're here right now, and I think by the time the next generation really grows up,
yeah,
or I should say the 2 generations ahead, grows up, I think everyone will be a content creator.
I think I'm going to make a bold prediction. Okay, so let's say back in the, like, way back, you had a village, right? You had your blacksmith, you had your bread guy, your meat guy. Everybody, like, your family, that's what you did. You raised cattle, you sold everybody beef. This guy, they were a bakery, they baked. Like, in like a small village, like way back.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking, what about in 20 years, everybody has a content. Like, okay, now this family's got content on food. And that's what they know. And you go to that family for that content because they're trusted in that environment. Or like this family is like, everybody's got their own niche, but it's like family orientated. Like it goes down generation to generation. Like my dad's a DJ, I rap. My son might produce. His son might play the violin.
Like might blog about music.
Yeah, or whatever. It all stems like in the same type of tree.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, my dad's a DJ, I'm a police officer, my son will be a scientist. I think it'll all stem like in the same type of family, like, stature like that.
Well, you're seeing it today, and that's why I think you could be completely right. Is like you're seeing today all of these e-courses. There's a course for everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's anyone. I could go make a page tomorrow and a link and charge people about like how to be a millionaire. I could have no credibility, but I could go make it, and if I make it look legit enough or I have a following, I could promote that and make sales off.
Yeah,
that.
there's people on YouTube that says how to make a rap song.
Yeah.
And they're not rappers.
Yeah, with no credibility, you could do whatever you want. There's good ones, there's bad ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really where we're heading. Actually, that reminds me, I read something cool today, and that was about, the health insurance crisis that we're in as a country.
Yeah.
So, like 30...
Health insurance is a fucking scam.
Yeah, it was like, the stat was like 30 or 35% of people participated in like a GoFundMe to help someone else's health issues.
Yeah.
And just to show you that we're helping each other through like websites like GoFundMe to actually help people
and not health insurance people.
Yeah. Because it's just outrageous.
Yeah. Dude, we just had this conversation yesterday. My dad, how do you think life insurance people make money?
Yeah, through all the healthy people.
But how do they sustain? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, everybody dies. Everybody dies. So if you get $1 million health insurance plan, you pay like $50 a month for 30 years or something. That money does not equal even close to $1 million. Like right now, like all right, we don't get health insurance right now. You think you have to be like 50 or something?
Yeah.
You pay like, maybe not 50, maybe like 40s or whatever. But you pay like a small amount of money, and then you have this giant sum when you die. I have no idea where they get a profit from. Like, I don't understand the algorithm to it.
I mean, my idea is that, if we signed up for health insurance and we're 25 years old and we're perfectly healthy right now, and say you live to be 80-something years old or whatever, you're paying every single day until you actually die. You're paying, and think about how many healthy people they have just paying them from an early age.
Let's do a numbers run real quick. All right, so if we're 25 right now, let's just say 75, make it even 50 years. You pay $50 a month for 12 months. 50 times 12, $600. 600 times 50, that's only 30 grand. That's only 30 grand. That's it. 30 grand.
Yeah, but you also got to...
That's only $30,000. And you're talking about having a policy of at least, even if you only have a $100K policy, how do you get that? Where are the profits?
That's actually a good question. I wonder if they're taking all that money and they're just stockpiling it.
Well, right? My dad was saying that they're investing it.
That's what I was gonna say. They're taking all the money, they're investing it, and they have like.
And they're growing it.
Yeah, and they're growing it.
But it's just like, well, what if they fuck up?
Plus inflation too, though. Inflation's really gonna a number like 30,000 would be worth like 80,000 by the time we're like that old.
And that still don't even. And $100,000 ain't even a big policy.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about this. When say I don't know. Say my dad God forbid pass away. I get all his debt.
Yeah.
I get all his debt.
Yeah.
And that's basically what that health insurance or life insurance plan is like, covers all that. And then funeral costs. So it's like,
Yeah. Which are expensive.
which is it's mad expensive.
Maybe do you know if there's a lot of like front loaded fees, like right when you sign up? Maybe
I don't
make the money
think
off fees?
it
I don't know.
can't be that much.
I don't know.
You ain't putting $10,000 up front.
Some fishy business we got going.
That's what I'm
on.
saying.
We can
It's
talk
like,
about
yo,
a
you're
lot of
talking about
things
people
right
who
now.
there's people who have $1 million policies. But I guess it's like maybe it takes your net worth like into account. Like, do you own a house? Do you own cars? Like, do you own like what do you own? I have no idea because I just don't get it. I don't
know.
how is that sustainable?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be looking that up today, and I'll probably try to address this sometime next week when we record it.
Yeah, if anybody works for a health insurance or life insurance company, please hit us up.
We got a pyramid scheme going on over here, man. We got a pyramid scheme.
Because, dude, they're definitely doing something with this money, but where does it go?
Yeah, because you're right though. Because it isn't a lot of money. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know?
And these life insurance plans, I mean, they're not, $30,000. That might be how much a funeral costs. Period. There's a lot of money in death.
There's a lot of money in death.
Do you know the people who do like autopsies and shit? They get paid.
They do get paid. I mean, I don't even like the smell of a funeral home or none of that.
Nah, I'm
all
all
set
set
with that. All set.
What do they call those? Morticians.
Yeah.
They get paid.
I was reading that to keep themselves from getting so down from doing that for a living, they have like slang terms, like unusual ass terms for death and like
so they don't
the
talk
whole
about
process.
it all the time.
They don't talk about it. They have like funny words to use, like the body or like the whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the carcass.
Yeah, the carcass.
The dead cadaver.
So
but it's just like that's what we were talking about because I don't know what the amount is or whatever, but I was just like, it just doesn't. It's like, oh, only pay $40 a month. I'm like, $40 a month? That's $10 a week. That's not a lot of money.
That's a low amount of money.
But that's the thing. They must have like loopholes. Like, oh, if you don't die by natural causes, whatever. Like if you get hit by a bus, like we don't pay you anything. You know what I'm saying? Like weird, weird deaths, like don't count. Like it's annulled or something.
Shit, but struck by lightning.
Yeah, like if you get struck by lightning, we don't pay you. Or like if you get eaten by a shark, you only get half. Like some weird shit. There's gotta be loopholes because I just don't understand how they can make this money. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know either. I'm gonna have to go look it up. I need some answers with that.
We need answers.
Definitely.
Back to the American dream, I guess.
The American dream.
American dream is death.
That basically is.
That's morbid.
Yeah.
That's like the saying. It's like life sucks and then you die.
Yeah.
That's a weird saying.
It's a shit way to look at life.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be miserable.
No.
So much of your day depends on how you wake up and how you think from the moment you get out of bed.
Yeah. I read something, it was like, I'm just going to throw a number because I don't remember the number. It was like, if you had $60,000 and somebody took, $100 from you, would you spend the rest of that money trying to get that $100 back? No, obviously, right? And it was like you have 60,000 seconds in a day, and you let somebody that ruined 2 minutes of your day ruin your entire day. Now, that's a good way to look at it. It wasn't 60 seconds, so nobody fucking come at my neck talking about there's not 60,000 seconds in a day. You're wrong. Like, I'm just making the number up. But it's just like, if you think about it, somebody pisses you off for 5 minutes, why would you let the next 12 hours go to waste because somebody made you mad that you probably don't even care about?
Right, yeah. The metaphor of converting time with money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done that.
That's yeah. I mean, it's the same thing as don't put all your eggs in one basket.
If you double a penny every day, it's $10 million a month.
Yeah, that's a short way to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
was.
that we
Oh,
put
that was.
that up
That was. Yeah, that was from the Compound Effect. I think it was a really good book.
Yeah, if you double a penny every day.
Yeah, consistency is key, baby. Consistency is everything. So with the American dream, anyways, because we spin like crazy.
It's 20 minutes in.
20 minutes in. Oh,
what
20.
the fuck? How did we get here?
Yeah.
How do we? Who got
I
ice
don't
cream?
even know. I don't even know how to rally back.
How
to
do
this
we get
American.
ice cream?
How do you rally back here?
I don't know. This beer's good. This
Cheers.
is the American dream right here. This is the American dream right here.
This is the American dream. We cheers
Having
to
a
good
beer-
health. Cheers to good health.
Having a beer on a Sunday.
Our health is good. If you're listening to this right now, cheers to your good health as well.
Cheers to your good health, man. Hope you don't have cancer.
So yeah, we do take it for granted that we have good health and that we have.
I got shit health.
Listen, you still can walk every day, do whatever the hell you
well,
want to do.
that's true.
My thing is, we do take it for granted that we have this much freedom. I think there's so much. America is so resourceful today, and there's so much freedom and there's so much knowledge that we don't even know how to comprehend.
Dude, it's the era of information.
And I get overwhelmed, and we've talked about this before, but I get overwhelmed with how much we could do every single day. You really could make $1 million off your phone if you really wanted to. I'm watching a YouTube video, right, and this guy he's making a YouTube series episode. I think there's like 4 episodes of it, but he turns $0 into 10 grand. And I watched the first episode. And he starts off by, it's like a Robinhood type app. It's another one called Webull. And, it's a friend referral, and you get like $5 or $6 in a stock value. And he cashes out the stocks. He gets like 5 people, and he earns like $30. It takes like that $30, and then he goes and he makes like he goes on Teespring and starts making he starts making his own T-shirts.
Okay.
So he takes he types in OK Boomer, sends a text message to the iPhone, screenshots it, crops out the OK Boomer on the text message, puts that on a T-shirt, goes to Instagram meme pages, right? He says, "Hey, this is my shirt. I'll pay you this $30 that I got from the referrals. I'll pay you this for this one day. Just post it on your story. I'm gonna give you the link to my Teespring account." And he starts making T-shirt sales that way. And that was basically the first episode, but he was up to like a few $100s doing it that way.
Shit.
Just keep on. He was paying Instagram influencers, meme pages with like 30,000 followers.
That's kind of crazy.
I guess my main point is like you could just make money on your phone. You could do anything you want from your phone. If we really wanted to, we could make this podcast from our phone.
Yeah,
we could do anything.
It would suck, but
Yeah.
it's better
And
this way.
It's so.
But let me
overwhelming.
ask you this: when do you think they're going to change school curriculums? How many years is it going to take till they start changing?
Realistically,
real
I think
shit?
I think that curriculums are changing like slowly, gradually.
Yeah, but how many years is it going to be where they're like, okay, this is how you like? They're really going to teach about managing money.
Like, what do you want to do? The taxes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like this.
Like
and that.
how actual ways to survive
Do you even need it though?
You don't need it, but it's just like, but why? Then people are just going to start dropping out of school.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to go to school unless you want to be a doctor.
School, I'm not going to lie. Your primary education, yeah, you get like your core math, arithmetic, and history.
Yeah, your core shit.
English, reading.
But it's like
writing.
even history, for example. What the fuck do we need that for?
But honestly, I think history is really important.
But you can look it up.
You could, but
Look it up.
I think
you want to know something? Look it up.
I think that should be essential to know your history.
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Who wrote the whole thing?
Yeah, who wrote it? Do you know?
I think it wasn't Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
See, exactly. You don't remember that. We don't need to know that.
Yeah, but you need to know. But my thing is, you need to know what the Declaration of Independence is.
No, 100%. But when they give you the
Big
test
picture.
and you don't say Thomas Jefferson, motherfucker, you might fail.
Yeah, because you need to at least know the big picture of it, though.
Yeah, but
they need
you
to keep you on your
understand-
toes. You got to be on your toes, though.
I guess.
You can't just be like, oh,
What about the Cold War with France?
The Cold War was never really a war.
Well, I didn't mean Cold War, but just we had like a battle. It's just like, why do we need?
Oh, you're talking about
I just feel like we hit points like boom, boom, boom. But like, why do we fill in all the bullshit? Why do we need to know the Battle of Birmingham?
Because this is what I learned. You gotta hammer into your brain and hammer it. And yeah, your brain's only gonna retain about 10 or 20%, but your brain will remember the big picture of things.
I'm telling you right now, Battle of Shoe Farms had the most DPA
It did.
of the Civil
Deaths
War.
per acre.
That's deaths per acre. If you don't know that, what are they paying you to hide that?
If they're not talking about the Battle of Shroot Farms in the primary education,
Is it even a reliable source?
if they're not talking about that in the public education system, I mean, like, I'm sorry, your kids are fucked.
Yeah, your kids are fucked.
DPA.
DPA, man, you gotta think about the DPA. Oh, dude, look at that nice little head on the beer.
Nice.
The head. What all I'm saying is, let's hit the points and get to the real shit. Let's get career aptitude tests early on in middle school. What do you want to do? These kids are smart, bro. These kids are hella smart.
But bro, history is definitely essential. All
right, what about calculus?
History repeats itself.
Calculus.
But the thing is, calculus, you may not need to know it every single day, but guess what? I majored in economics. I didn't know economics would be as much math as it really was. I thought it was going to be more based on business.
And how's that economics degree doing for you?
But I'm not going to lie. The one thing about economics was it was a lot of math. I never thought I took a level 1 math class in high school. My math arithmetic was shit. But guess what? When I went to college, I had to figure a way to do it. My problem-solving skills were off the fucking charts. That's what I learned. I'm a very good problem solver. I'm good with my back against the ropes.
I think they need to do more critical thinking.
And that's what calculus taught me. That I could do anything I want. Because I thought, dude, there was a time when I thought I could never do calculus. I'm being serious. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, my math is shit in high school. I can never do this.
Yeah, I was like, once Algebra 1 was all set, I was like, I'm good.
But that's my thing. You have the big picture of it is, are you a good problem solver? Can you find a way to get it done? Can you think that way?
I didn't think about that.
That's the way I think about math, and that's what motivated me to at least pass it.
That's kind of cool. I never thought about it like that, but I just felt like
I ain't saying I was no 4.0 or anything.
But I'm just saying there's better things, to be focused on. Like
I agree with you,
there's other things that could be learned, like how to build your own website.
No, I agree fully. Coding is huge.
That's gonna be. I mean, granted, we had that web design was a class, but it wasn't mandatory.
100%.
Definitely wasn't fucking fun.
No, I'll agree with you right there because you just gave me this. Coding, 100% needs to be essential. It is gonna be everything.
Dude, if you taught every kid how to code or make an app,
exactly. Like
we would have. I feel like we would have. Like whatever we have now would be 50% more.
In this info and digital age, everything is coding. Like that's the backbone. Like those are the construction workers of the previous generation. Buildings and shit. Like
this is how we're gonna come up.
And that's why I fuck with Apple. And I thank you for buying me that Tim Cook book. Yeah. Because I started to learn about like what Apple's really doing, and they not only do they create their own coding program, but they fund like programs like Girls Who Code. Okay. Because it promotes diversity too. That's awesome. Like get girls.
Dope. I didn't know that.
Get females out there coding. Like get other people out there. Make it think it's actually cool to do it. Because there's a demand for it.
Dude, it's crazy. If you ever watched Silicon Valley,
no.
Or I think that's what the show's called.
I know about it, but
they're fucking coding. These people that make Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're doing this shit all day, all day.
Yeah, it's a language, dude.
Video game all day. This boom. Just going crazy. Bucks. Crazy bucks.
Cool.
But in 10, 20 years, it's going to be mandatory. And I'll get to this real quick now that I just said it was going to be mandatory. We talked about Bernie Sanders, me and my dad, earlier today, and he was talking about giving out free education. I'm going to make this really quick because we have like a minute. But it was basically like, if everybody gets free education, I just want people to understand, if everybody gets free education, everybody gets their bachelor's degree, it decreases in value. Same thing, if everybody gets $1, it decreases the dollar. You can't just make more money because it just decreases the value of the money. If everybody gets $1, everything raises $1. It does nothing for anything. That piece of paper that you get is going to be worth nothing. It makes no sense. Free education is stupid.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea. To get a better education, it's an investment in yourself. Different type of investment, but it's an investment.
It's solid.
And that's why you get higher job opportunities in whatever field that requires degrees.
And we started with the American dream, but what it turned into is whatever you want to do. We live in a very resourceful country.
Do it.
I know we have some listeners in Canada and Australia and everywhere else, but we have a very resourceful country over here, and it's a time zone in general.
That's it.
This time era, I should say.
That's it, baby.
It's awesome. You can do whatever you want.
Information.
You can do whatever you want out there.
You just got jammed. That's it. The Boys and Bar Talk, baby.